So today we're going to focus on the water cooling. I've already done this tube. I forgot if I put that in this video or a previous video, so I think this video, so you'll see that. I'm gonna take out this cooler, which is a dust magnet, but it works. It keeps the CPU running perfectly fine, and today we're gonna water cool the CPU. So the core is upside down on my table, my graphics card is over there, and this looks amazing. I mean, really, it does. Now I can show it like this. It's really nice piece of work. So yeah, that's the graphics card. And I will start by taking off the CPU block, clean the CPU. I don't have alcohol, so I need to figure something out. You can see the top side of the reservoir is also wrapped, looking really cool. So yeah, we're gonna try to finish this project, which has taken far too long, but I've been busy. So, but I think it's not that problematic since it comes out really nicely. I don't mind that it takes so much time. You gotta imagine this is the first computer I've ever built. I always had a laptop, so this is my first computer I built. So not bad, I would say. So this is the clip I was talking about previously. So this is just me turning around the tube and making my first bend. And I think it's perfect. Well, I have to cut a piece off, but if you look, if I align this with the tube here and put it down on line, it actually is 100% inside that thing. Now I just need to cut it on the right spot and insert it, and it also follows this line perfectly. So if you need to rework some bends, just heat it up, bow it a little around, keep twisting it like I do in my time lapses, but this works out pretty nice. So I'm doing the same thing again to cut it. I put this on locked so it's on but not very strong, and I put my foot on the power, so I have a power brick on the floor with a on-off switch, and that way I can just turn it on and off. And then I just use this. I marked it and I pull it down, and there you go, and I cut it. So no need for fancy tools, even though I have some cool tools, like I'm gonna use this one next. This is something I have, and I'll just push it against it and sand it a bit down, make it straighter. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do. I don't really have a position for the camera here, but I'll see what I can do. And this one you can eyeball if it's straight or not, and make it more straight if it's not. Like it wasn't, it's not perfect now, right? Yeah, this is pretty good. So this is a pretty good cut. Now I'll take some sandpaper and sand it down. Now we have this bend, and it should be good. So I'm gonna try to see if it fits in, and after that I'm gonna clean it because it's pretty dirty because I blew in it. And also when I sand it, hang on. When I sand it, some residue falls inside, so you have to clean it. As you can see, the cut it's actually a little bit sideways. I'm gonna correct that, so be right back. So you have to make sure to tighten everything really nicely down. So unfortunately it does scratch up a little of my fitting, so I will go over with a little like mark or something. There we have it. It's mounted, and if you look, it's in a good line, it's a straight line, makes a nice bend there and goes into the radiator, and it's already mounted. So it's in there, it's tightened down, it's pretty nice. I need to clean the tube still, but pretty good bend overall. Not the best, of course, it's my first time doing this seriously, but I also have it in there. As you can see, there's still residue in there from like sanding it, so I'll have to clean it. I will flush the system as well, but I will clean it before it will probably take me a day or two to finish all this up, so I'll just clean it with distilled water, like run it through it. But there, even this, it goes a little bit over, but it's a nice straight line, so you can see it's following the line. It's going pretty nice, and then makes that bend there. Not bad. So that's my first bend. I like how this looks, so this is not bad. Well, at least it's off, but as you can see, some of the parts are a bit off. So I have to figure it out later. And here's the i5. The thermal paste looks awful. So I'm gonna take out the CPU and clean it up. I don't have anything to lay it down, so I'll just take a towel and clean it in the air. I take a 100% cotton towel, which is non-conductive, and I use a little bit of degreasing and carefully rub it on top. This is looking really nice. I'm gonna clean the side. These things can handle a lot, so I'm not worried it dying. So you can see, that looks really clean. I think that will do. That's actually really good. I have to remove these two drives and then see what the situation is and how I can mount the back plate. That's just 2 screws and that should be good. And I'm also gonna disconnect the power cables for later when I test the water cooling. Well, this is the back side of my motherboard, and this bracket actually prevents me from putting the plate on. So what I think I'm gonna do is just remove the motherboard. I'm just gonna do it the nice way, remove the motherboard. Shouldn't take that long, so I'll be right back. So this is like you might have seen in a previous video, not an expensive set. So this is a little bit odd. This has like a female screw and the other side too, so I screw in from both sides, but it holds it in place. But I don't know why it's empty on the inside. It's very odd. This is the block. And I'm gonna put LEDs in the side, which lights it up, which will be nice, but I need to flip it because the inside is there. I'm gonna try to not touch the copper, but yeah, so it will be mounted like this. And now I gotta grab some thermal paste and apply that. So I'm still using MX4. It's safer than the others because it's non-conductive. So I'm gonna put 2 of these on there and spread it out a little in the middle. That's about as much as I'm gonna do. Like I said, I'm not worried about temperature, so I'd rather have less than more. This water cooling is far too OP. It's just for doing it for the fun. So the back side looks like this. Nothing special. For that price, I can't complain. I'm gonna try to apply this evenly and in one time. So I'm gonna try to drop it down. And I'm trembling like shit. That's tight. Let me see. So as you can see, the copper hits the ISP, whatever it's called. That's the block installed. So bending PETG is really just as easy as keep turning around the heat gun. I have it on stage 2. It's pretty hot, so I keep it a bit higher. And you can feel how it goes smooth and stuff. It will drop down a little. You can't really see it in the video, but I keep turning it. And after a while you feel it, then you can bend it. And you have to hold it slightly in place temporary so it doesn't go back into its old form or bend back. If you need to make correction, you can just heat it up, but don't forget to put the silicone back in. And then you can just bend it like I'm doing right now, and you gotta keep heating it up so it doesn't break. But it's pretty straightforward and actually pretty easy. So this is the second bend. I've now bended this slightly like this, but I also gave it this crook up here, as you can see. That I did because the ram banks will be here, so this will avoid the ram banks and still look really good. So as you can see from the top, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a slight big corner that goes in here. I'm gonna try that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make that, so I'll need to move it a lot when heating it up and make a big corner so I can try to get it up here. The difficulty will be to match it up with the hole there, so I'm gonna see what I can do. But yeah, for what I found with the temperature that I do it with, it comes out pretty nice, so it looks really good. I can't really focus on it, but I'm gonna try. So it comes out really good, but I can still move it while it's warm, so that gives me the option to move it into the hole. But I think I need to cut it too and stuff, so I might actually make it. So at the moment I'm leaving it on a Coke, so yeah, not bad. So the yellow marker I did to notice where the line is, and this is not how it will look. It will be like this, and as you can see it comes over it, so that's pretty good. Now I have this, there's resistance on the tube because I put it like that, so it will be stretched and so it will stay in the shape. But it will be like this, so it will exactly hit the line again of the case. We have the slight bend here, which is nice. I like it. I don't want perfect lines. I want it to look like, you know, in these movies, these crazy scientists with all the tubes and stuff. That's what I want to look like. Like somebody built this out of just pure inspiration without thinking or planning. And that's precisely what I'm doing. So it comes out precisely there. Now the biggest worry comes. I need to bend it down so it goes in there and make that right. I hope it will be good, but here you can see the side view. This is the top tube, so this is the top side. It should be like this. So not bad. I like this. So let's do the last bend and hope I don't mess up. But I found that these tubes are not that hard to work with, and as you can see, that's pretty level too. So I can just keep bending them while they're warm, and if I mess up a little, I just put it back to the heat and warm it up a little more, and that will make it okay. So I would like to think that this is actually a pretty complex bend. I did this one, and then this side one, and then the good one, and another good one, and now I got to cut it out here. And that's the issue. I can't even test if this one is right, because I need to cut it first. So that's gonna be fun, because if it's not, I need to try to get the tube back in, which can be a big deal with all these bends, and then heat it up again and rebend it, or throw away it and do it again, because it might not fit, it might fit. So let's hope it does, and I'm gonna cut it now. We have our trusty friend here, my contraption that I built. So we're gonna use this one again. So it's a bit clouded inside because I blew in it, but look at that. It's fitting. It actually worked. So it's in. It didn't take much pressure or anything. It's pretty level. It's not perfect, of course. I could put this a little bit down, but I don't care. As long as this is gonna be looked from this side anyway. It's gonna be like this. So you're gonna see the green coming from here through here, in here, back down in here. And now I gotta make this one that goes to here, but first I gotta sand this one and make it look a little bit cleaner and roughen up the edges and stuff. But I actually made it fit. Nice. First try, first two. Well, I did this one. I keep forgetting because I did this in another day. So I'm very sorry for that, for the confusion. But very nice. I'm happy about this one. Here I'm just bending the last piece. It's getting better and easier, and I get more creative with it. So this one came out really nice, I think. So this is how the hardest bend is going so far. I got it from here, going down, so it will avoid the graphics card. The graphics card gonna be here, so it's gonna be avoided by that, even though the graphics card won't get there. It's maybe if in the future I get a much longer one, I could fit it there. But the style is nice, so it goes down, makes a bend up, like a roller coaster tycoon thing, and actually comes out exactly above the processor. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna level it out where I want it to be, so probably here. I'll level it out and then go down into the block. So it's gonna go up straight and down. I could try to make an overbend, but I'm not trusting myself enough with that, and I don't know how stable those are. So I'm gonna do like a 30 degrees bend and then a 90 degrees bend, which I know will work. So that's how it looks. The yellow tape is just for reference for where I bent them. I don't plan them out, I just do them as I go. So we have that, this one, and the other one is drying because I cleaned it. That will go like this. So nice, not taking actually that long. Pretty good for my first time ever. Well, I did do the test loop thing, but that took no skill, just like all 90 degrees bends. But yeah, let's head on. Oh man, this was by far the hardest bend. Not because of the bending itself, it's pretty fun, but the way I did it, it's gonna be such a miracle if it actually fit the first time. You gotta look at this. It's like this, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then sideways, and then angles and stuff, and blah. If I put it on top of the block, and then just guide it, it actually does come above that. So I hope it fits, but I still need to cut this side. So yeah, let's hope that I don't mess up or haven't already messed up, because I would be done. This is the last bend, so that would be awesome. Well, would you look at that? It's upside down. I will show it later, but this is not even installed. This is just sticked in. As you can see, the fittings aren't really compressed. But as you can see, let's start at the pump and reservoir. The water would flow down, get a slide up, go into the CPU block, through the CPU block, out of the CPU block, along the RAM banks, into the radiator, through the radiator, back up, and then through this into the pump and reservoir. So there's my loop, looking really nice. That's pretty cool. So I have some height differences, as you can see, but I don't give the slightest of shit. I really like this. This looks so awesome. I still will redo this one. As you can see, I can't do these bends, so I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna make it run like down here and then up and then in. I will redo that, but not in this video. I will do that when I get the view. So yeah, now all I have to do is clean them, because there might be residue of the sanding in there. Let them dry, clean them up, install them, test them. I don't know. Since I have done the test loop, I don't think I will have to clean the radiator. So I did that with distilled water. So I might just fill it up, test it out, pray to God that it doesn't leak. I have no experience with this, so I really hope it doesn't leak and it will be good. So I will install it, but as you can see, like I blew into them. I need to get that all sorted out. I may not, this one has still water in them. Is that water? Yeah, it's actually water. So I gotta get that cleaned up. I put the feet back on. I tighten down the compressions, and as you can see, there are the tubes, looking pretty good. So I got it toweled up like a rainbow fest. Everything is toweled up. The power supply is on down there. It's only connected to the pump, so I can switch it on and off on down here. The pump will go on, and I will turn it off if I see anything leak. I'll need to see the tubes, so I gotta get that done. So all that doesn't need to leak is this, and the towel should make it fine. There's another towel under the purple one. They all cut, and the motherboard is powered off, so nothing can short out. And I'll turn the camera back down. My battery is empty, so I can just check these two if they leak by just filling up the rest. So I will do that. Oh, that's very cool color. It looks very different in real than on the bottle. That's very nice. It looks like poison. That's awesome. Alright, so this one is not leaking yet. This one, there's water in there. Not enough, but it's not leaking. And I can see a lot of green in there, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn it on, but only for 1 second. I wanna see how the pump runs. And it doesn't run. See, so this is where me being a computer noob comes in. Of course, it's because the 24 pin only turns on when couple of them are connected, so I'm gonna put this one in the 24 pin at the green and black. Now it should work. And yes, it did. It turned off really slow, but now I can see this one didn't leak, this one didn't leak, and it did go into the block. There's some residue in the block, so it didn't leak. So I'm gonna keep turning it on, but it's pretty slow at turning off, so I'm gonna turn it off when it's here, because it may not go dry. Alright, that turned off really late, so no leak so far. The CPU has been done. I can see both of them don't leak. The block is cooled. It went into the rest. I could hear it drip, so I'm gonna refill it, but I gotta watch out with it turning it off, because the power actually turns off a little bit slow. That was a little bit much, but let me move that from the camera. Let's go. Now it's inside the res. Radiator, I mean, and it's out. Awesome. This loop looks so cool. This green is much better than I anticipated. Ooh, again, too much, but we're almost there. And we got a loop. Damn, that color is cool. Now I just gotta fill it up. There's a little bit of air up, so I can probably put in more later. No leaks, people, no leaks. And the loop is flowing. My TV just turned off, so I have a little bit less light. I'm gonna turn it on. The pump is pretty loud, but I will fix that. I will give it less voltage or swap the pump, because I do not like the noise the pump makes. So that's really full. And the loop is complete, people. It has taken a long time, and the green is unfortunately much cooler than the green that my spray painted parts are, but the VOO will fix that. But this is really dope green. Alright, so it's leak free at the moment, and the pump goes like, makes less noise now, but yeah. It has this foam at top. I don't know if that will go away later. No leaks, amazing. And if I remember correctly, I paid $128 or euros for the whole custom loop, so that's amazing, including the radiator. So I reinstalled everything, and here it is. We have the water going behind the graphics card, coming out there. The graphics card carbon wrapped, the rest carbon wrapped, radiator. And now I just need to install the RAM banks, which I just totally forgot. They're there, so I'll be right back. So I hooked it up to the TV, temporary, and I'm gonna throw it on and check it out. See if the temperatures... I am worried because I usually have a CPU fan connected, and I think the motherboard will say no to when there will be no CPU fan, so I might need to figure something out. Maybe I can get the cable from the fans of this one to run there, but I wouldn't want that, so I need to check if I can turn it off in the BIOS or something, but that's probably what's gonna happen. Alright, the pump turned on with the rest of the computer, and the computer turned off. Yeah, so I think it's the fan. Oh, it rebooted. Probably because of RAM detection, maybe. It's probably gonna say no fan connected. Takes long. That's the BIOS. Oh, Windows is booting. Cool. I really thought it would say no to no CPU fan connected. So I'll just let this test, put the computer back in its corner where it belongs, and then check back. So this is how it looks at the moment. Very nice. And I'll check back later. So I let IDA run for about 8 hours overnight, and I stressed the processor just to test. As you can see, the temperature is fairly consistent. I'm running 5 gigahertz, and this is what we got. An average of the the early 70s, 69, 60s, 68 and 71, that's the average. The highest temp were 80, which are peak temperatures, and the minimum is 56. This is on the full load, so that's really good, and again, 5 gigahertz. So as you can see, the line is consistent and it's staying at 70 degrees, which is really nice. And this is what the pump is running at. This is the maximum noise, and now I'm gonna turn the stress test off. And it's going down and gonna keep going down until this. And you can see the temperature straight away went into the low. It's gonna be at like 35, 38. Keep going down, and there you go. So the water cooling really does its work. 5 gigahertz, 70 degrees is absolutely ridiculous. I'm running 1.33 volts on the CPU. So as you can see right there. So that's really good. I'm not even close to high temperatures. Before I ran 4.8, and on the full load it would be like 82, 85 degrees, and that was with 1.25 volts. If I even tried to go to 5 gigahertz, it would idle at around 60 degrees. So this is pretty crazy. It's 36 degrees right now, with the pump barely active. So the pump is barely doing anything. That's how I set it up now. These are the temperatures. It's very nice. So that's my water cooling video. Thanks for watching. And the next video is gonna be how I modify the pump to regulate its speed like you just saw. Well, bye.